Mustang Gymnasium on the campus of Costa Mesa High School. CMTV Channel 62 proudly presents Boys Pacific Coast League basketball action tonight. It's the Mustangs and the Eagles. Well, hello everybody, I'm Dane Bohr, and I'll be calling tonight's game for you between the Eagles and the Mustangs. And while the matchup between these two crosstown rivals probably doesn't conjure up images of the Hatfields and McCoys, it does make one think of the haves and the have-nots. You see, the Estancia Eagles have not only beaten Mesa for at least the last 28 times these two teams have met, but they have won the Pacific Coast League the last 3 years in a row and 4 of the last 5 years. Meanwhile, over at Mesa, the Mustangs have not made it to the postseason since the CIF changed the rules on their eligibility requirements for the playoffs about 5 years ago. But remember, games are decided on the hardwood and not on paper. And if the Mustangs are going to break the streak and get one against Estancia, tonight could be the night. The Eagles come into the game on a 3-game skid after starting the league season at 3-0. They're now 3-3 and find themselves in the unfamiliar position in 4th place with 3 teams ahead of them at 4-2. The Mustangs, they're at the other end of the standings at 0-6, but this might be the year that they go ahead and get that one game against Estancia. Remember, just 2 years ago, the outmanned Mustangs almost got it against Estancia, but it took a Dane Plock 3-point field goal at the buzzer. And even last year at Estancia, the Mustangs had a chance to win, but just lost it at the end. If the Mustangs are going to go ahead and get that victory tonight, they're going to need a big game at a number 31, John Payne. The 6'2 senior is Eric Allen's leading scorer. He's getting just about 10 points a game, and they're going to need Payne to score at least double figures tonight if the Mustangs want to win this one. Also for the Mustangs, they're going to need a big game out of their second leading scorer, 6' junior James Bryant. He's also the Mustangs' leading rebounder, and he pitched in one game this year, 22 points and 22 rebounds in the same game, so we know he can be effective inside. Over at Estancia, there's just one player, Sam Nelson. Not only is he the defending league MVP, but Sam comes in averaging 22.5 points a game, and we know that Sam will get his this evening. Also for the Eagles, look for 6'3 senior Ryan Simpson to have a big game tonight. Ryan's averaging 7 points a game, but his presence is felt on the boards and on defense. So will tonight be the night the streak ends? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening tip-off when we return.
Excuse me, do you wear your safety belt?
Why, no, I don't wear my safety belt.
Thank you.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Welcome back to Costa Mesa Television. I'm Dane Bora, and we are not going to get a PA announcing the starting lineup, so I'll go ahead and run them down. Here's a look at Estancia's lineup. Javi Castellano starts in place of James Dawkins, Anderson, Nelson, Simpson, and Rainey. Rainey getting a start tonight after starting the first 18 games. Peter Valbuena has been starting as of late, but he's injured. And for Mesa, it's David Weir, Travis Rice, John Payne, Bryant, and Hilton. And we're just about set for the tip-off. And we're underway here. Mustangs control the tap. That's David Weir to Travis Rice. Weir's a sophomore. He comes off of the great freshman team the Mustangs had last year. Weir's three-pointer, no good. Rebound to Payne. Payne goes back up. It's swatted by Ryan Simpson. And pushing it up is Javi to Sam for 3. Got it. Nelson comes out firing, and it's 3-0 Estancia. We talked about it in the open. Estancia comes in on a 3-game skid. as Rice pumps up another three, and we're all tied. Estancia comes in fourth place in league, and they need to make a statement tonight. They need to make a statement not only to themselves, but to their coach, Rich Boyce, as Nelson goes inside, and he hits. So Nelson's ready to come out and make a statement tonight. It's 5-3, a minute into the ball game. But don't think that this game is all about a statement for the Eagles. The Mustangs want to come out and make a statement and get that monkey off their backs. Castellano over to Simpson. Simpson can knock that down, in and out, and the rebound comes down to Bryant, and the Mustangs will look to push it up into the front court is Payne. Payne's got Rice cross court. Travis will pump up another three. It's going to be in and out, and the rebound out to Rainey. So neither team shy about getting their shots off here early. Javi Castellano, a 5'8" senior, running the point for Coach Rich Boyce, as the regular starting point guard James Dawkins sits on the bench. And Nelson buries another one. Sam I Am, and he's on fire. James Dawkins is riding the pine. Coach's decision, disciplinary action, but we'll see James later in the ball game. As Hilton comes up with the loose ball, that shot's no good. Rebound to Nelson. Sam can handle it for a big guy. And wisely, he slows it up. Peter Anderson alone along the baseline, calling for the ball. Nelson for three, just short. Tracks down his own rebound. Simpson will go inside against Bryant and draw the foul. And Ryan Simpson, the 6'3", 205-pound senior, will go to the line to shoot two. Simpson, a two-year starter for Coach Rich Boyce. And Simpson, in addition to a 6.9 scoring average, comes in with a grade point average that rivals some scoring averages. As he knocks down the first one, as I look it up here, Ryan Simpson with a 4.17 GPA. Like I said, there's a lot of players that would like to have that as a scoring average. And he misses the second. Gavin Rainey comes down with the board and puts it up and in, and it's 10-3 in favor of the visitors. Payne's pass is knocked away. Nelson will go the distance and get called for a traveling. Good call. When I talked to Coach Boyce prior to the game, he said that Estancia would look to make their statement by taking it right to the Mustangs. Look for them to be physical inside the paint. And Rainey did his job on that trip prior, getting the board and going right back up with it. Payne's gonna shoot for three over Nelson. It's short. Castellano comes down with it. Javi into the front court. No look pass to Rainey, goes out of bounds. So the Mustangs got a three-pointer from Rice early, and it's 10-3 with 4.5 left to go. Travis Rice, a senior, gives it off to Weir, the sophomore. Bryant runs out of room and gets it off to Weir. Weir will set it up, looking inside. Ill-advised pass, forced inside, but somehow comes down to the Mustangs. And drawing the foul is the big man, number 55, Todd Hilton. Todd's a 6'5", 175-pound senior in his second year of varsity basketball. And Todd, an exceptional water polo team for the Mustangs. As many of you know, the Mustangs have an outstanding water polo program. And the Hilton brothers, Todd's older brother Sean was an outstanding player, and Todd was also all CIF. Todd Hilton, he'll go to the line to shoot two. Into the ball game for the Eagles is James Dawkins, and set to check in is Charles Keju. Keju spells Anderson. Mustangs with their starting 5 still in the ball game. Hilton misses both, and Rainey gets the board. The Mustangs are going to need to knock down their free throws in this ball game. Extended zone pressure here by the Mustangs. Nelson working against Weir, goes to Dawkins. Dawkins. And Nelson gets it stripped, and out front is John Payne. Laid up and in, and it's now 10-5. And the Mustangs again in their 1-3-1 half-court trap. Nice ball movement by the Eagles. Dawkins is open for 3, and James is not shy about getting his shot off. Streaking down the court all alone. Todd Hilton was open, and it's tough to miss him. He's 6'5". Bryant will shoot from the baseline, in and out. And fighting for the rebound is Todd Hilton, and be a jump ball possession arrow in favor of the Eagles. Ryan Naff checks in for Travis Rice. Ryan Naff, another sophomore for Coach Eric Allen's Mustangs. Ryan Naff, David Weir, and Nathan Jones of Costa Mesa, as well as John Cantrell of Estancia, 4 of the starting 5 from last year's league champion freshman team at Mesa, as Nelson buries another three-pointer. And Sam Nelson is on fire here this evening in the first quarter. Sam comes in to this ballgame with a high game on the year of 38. So we know Nelson can score. I said it earlier, he's averaging 22.5 points a game. Nelson got a lot of his high games early in the preseason when not as many teams knew about him. But since the league play has started, his production's come down somewhat, but he looks intent on carrying the load for the Eagles tonight. Remember, Estancia, not a happy team riding a 3-game losing streak, and you know Coach Rich Boyce has let them know each and every day of that streak that they are on a losing streak. So the Mustangs after the timeout. Naff working against Dawkins. Mustangs motion offense against the man defense. And Dawkins goes high for the rebound. He's going to push it up the court. James, a 2-guard playing the point this year for Estancia. And inside is Peter Valbuena, the junior transfer from Fountain Valley, makes his presence felt in a hurry. Valbuena, a rebounding machine for the Eagles, as Payne's three-pointer draws nothing but net. Peter Valbuena leading the Eagles in rebounds per minute. As Nelson shoots 3 again. Somebody stop him. Sam Nelson, I don't have the official tally, but he has to have at least 11, and we're just in the first quarter. It's 18-7 with 1:45 left to go. Payne working against Nelson. Bryant's shot's gonna be short. That's not the shot Coach Allen wants from James Bryant. Bryant gets most of his points in the paint, working hard, getting offensive rebounds, and putting it back in. Coming off the screen there on a 17-footer, not his specialty. Bryant, one of the hardest workers on Coach Allen's squad. 1:27 left to go. It's 18-7. Nelson again for 3. And folks, not only is he making everything he's putting up, but he's not even hitting rim. Every one is nothing but net. And hustling up the court is Nathan Jones. And Keju will push it back the other way. Charles Keju short. And we're going up and down the court, folks. It's getting wild and woolly. And nice shot by Todd Hilton, the big man, using his body well. Draws the foul and lays it up. And that right there is a testament to the athletic ability of Todd Hilton. Hilton is not a basketball player by nature, but I'll tell you what, folks, that was a basketball player's move. He used his body well, screened off the defender, James Dawkins, and still had the presence of mind to control himself and lay the ball up soft off the glass. Hilton's free throw again is no good, and the Eagles, with less than a minute, will bring it into the front court. Valbuena going to work against the sophomore, Nathan Jones, and Valbuena gets called for the travel. Peter Valbuena, one of the pleasant surprises for Coach Rich Boyce's Estancia Eagles this year, transferred in from Fountain Valley midway through the summer and has been playing really well as of late, although he's hampered by an ankle injury this evening. Naff's gonna shoot a three-pointer and he hits it. Ryan Naff, one of the super softs. It's 21-12 with 17 seconds left. Keju wants to get it to Nelson wisely. With 10 seconds, Nelson is fouled by Naff. And checking in for Valbuena is Peter Anderson. So Brett Valbuena takes a breather. And I apologize if I said Peter Valbuena earlier. It's Brett Valbuena and Peter Anderson. Lob pass to Nelson. And he draws the foul. Foul's gonna go against David Weir, and that'll send Nelson to the free throw line with 7 seconds to go. A designed play on the out of bounds play. Works to perfection. And at the free throw line, Nelson will most likely continue his first quarter assault on the scorebook. Sam's a shooter from the free throw line, from distance, from inside. Very versatile player. With time winding down, Todd Hilton's three-pointer is short. And at the end of one, we've got a score of 22-12. Estancia behind a great first quarter by Sam Nelson. We'll be back with the second quarter in a moment.
What are you gonna take?
Algebra.
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 If no one's explained how algebra, geometry, and calculus can improve your future, demand that you be told. Call NACME. We'll tell you.
Welcome back to Costa Mesa Television. I'm Dane Bora. Second quarter just about ready to get started as we take a look at the man of the first quarter, Sam Nelson. I want to go ahead right now and thank our sponsor for tonight's game, the Lil Pickle. Jim DiCamilli at the Lil Pickle is once again sponsoring our player of the game. And we will be awarding 2 free Lil Pickle sandwiches to the player of the game as Naff scores for Mesa. As I was saying, the Lil Pickle player of the game will get 2 free sandwiches courtesy of Jim DiCamilli. And I tell you what, folks, Sam Nelson appears to be awful hungry and looking forward to a couple free sandwiches. I realize we're just underway here in the second quarter, but if he continues at his current clip, it will be an easy decision for me to make. There's a lob pass inside, and Nelson is fouled. Foul's gonna go against James Bryant. Earlier this evening, it was the Estancia junior varsity team beating the Mesa JV team by the final score of 43-42 in what was an outstanding game that came down, obviously, to the final moments. This may come as a surprise after seeing the way Sam has been playing here in this first part of this ball game, but talking to Coach Boyce, he says Sam sometimes forgets that he really needs to be the man for Estancia and sometimes doesn't do a lot of creating for himself. Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a talk because Sam has carried the burden for Estancia tonight as Dawkins is going to get called for the block. Good pressure defense by James. That's a foul that the coaching staff can live with. Mustangs will inbound right out front. My vantage point here, we're courtside. I'm Dane Bora. You're watching Costa Mesa Television, channel 62. Into the game for the Mustangs. With the ball is Fab Mondragon. Fab's a 5'9" senior. Nath, Payne, Jones, and Hilton round out the Mustangs as Hilton gets it inside and puts it in. Todd Hilton playing an outstanding game for the Mustangs as Dawkins looks to get it on his own. Saved by Peter Anderson. Nelson off the mark. Anderson comes down with the rebound and will go to the line to shoot one. Peter Anderson, the hardest worker, well, one of the hardest workers for Coach Rich Boyce's Estancia Eagles. Peter Anderson played point guard all last year for the sophomore team, and this year has been asked to play a little bit of everything. He's played the 2, the 3, the 4, and even a little bit of 5 for Estancia as Payne's three-pointer goes too far, and Anderson's there for the rebound. Dawkins wants to shoot, gives it to Anderson. Anderson's three-pointer. And the Estancia Eagles are firing on all cylinders. 29-16 with 6.5 left to go. Into the ball game for Estancia is number 3, John Cantrell. As Hilton's tap won't go. So for Estancia, it's Nelson, Cantrell, Dawkins, Anderson, and Simpson. John Cantrell, a 5'10" sophomore, transfer from Costa Mesa. He's one of the sophomores we talked about, and Dawkins gets caught traveling. Good call right out front here. James Dawkins, according to Coach Boyce, one of the best all-around athletes in the last 10 years at Estancia. Dawkins, a record-setting running back for Coach Liebengood's football teams and a 2-year starter here on the hardwood for Coach Boyce. Eagles in the man-to-man defense. Mondragon gets it into Hilton. Hilton somehow controls it, but can't get it to fall. And there's Peter Anderson working hard on the glass. Nelson into the paint. Count it. Sam Nelson gets in a shoving match with Todd Hilton. Payne working against Nelson. The two seniors battling all night. And there's a push foul against Simpson. Checking into the ballgame for Estancia is Gavin Rainey. Rainey's a 6'4", 180-pound senior. And coming out of the game is Brett Valbuena. As a matter of fact, that last foul was on Valbuena. It'd be hard for Simpson to have a foul on the bench as Javi Castellano, coast to coast. He's fouled by Mondragon. Javier Castellano with the pick. And Javi takes it coast to coast, draws the foul. And Castellano will go to the line to shoot 2. Estancia with the 15-point lead. 5:19 left to go. Castellano gets the first. So the backup point guard, Castellano, forced into the starting lineup tonight as James Dawkins started the game on the bench for Estancia. Full court man pressure for Estancia. Estancia, traditional man-to-man defensive team. Hilton working against Rainey. And coming down with it is Rainey, out to Anderson. Former point guard, so he knows how to handle the ball. And as I'm saying that, he gets called for a carry. So it's not my night, as I start to say. He's a former point guard and can handle the ball. He turns it over. And there's a nice look at Anderson. Under 5 minutes to go. The Mustangs need to start chipping away at this 17-point Estancia lead. They don't have to get it all back in a hurry as Travis Rice tries to get 3 of them back. Inside, Ryan Neff can't get the rebound to fall. And the Eagles will push it up into the front court. Peter Anderson for 3. Count it. 3-pointer. And Coach Eric Allen wisely calls a timeout as he sees this thing slipping away from him. It's a 20-point Estancia lead with 4.5 left to go. But we talked about it earlier, Estancia coming in on the heels of a 50-61 loss to Laguna Beach, an 11-point loss to University, and just last Friday night, a 6-point loss to Laguna Hills. So the Eagles wanted to come out and make a statement. They're at 3-3 in the Pacific Coast League. They're in 4th place behind the 4-2 Laguna Beach, Laguna Hills, and University teams, all 3 of them at 4-2. 6 games into the 10-game league schedule. There's 5 teams all bunched up within 1 game of each other, so it is definitely anybody's league to be had. Estancia, if they can go out and run the table, they'll have a shot, a good shot, at extending their Pacific Coast League titles to 4 in a row. So we'll see what the Mustangs have in store following the timeout. Like I said, they don't need to get it all back in a hurry, but they would like to get this lead down to a manageable about 12 points by halftime. And we got a hand check foul gonna go against Charles Keju. I think Coach Allen would be happy if the Mustangs could get the lead to 12 before halftime, as Rice's 3-pointer is going to be short. And Rainey doing a nice job boxing out the hustling Todd Hilton. And for one of the few times tonight, Estancia will slow things down. Nelson's on the bench. Into the lineup for the first time is number 21, Justin Johansson. Anderson for 3, it's short. Rebound, fought for, scrambled, and it's going to go out of bounds for Estancia. So checking in, Justin Johansson, a 5'11", 155-pound senior. And look for Justin to get dirty early. Johansson will be all over the floor tonight. He'll take a charge. He'll dive for loose balls. He's very active and very aggressive for the Estancia Eagles. And there seems to be some confusion. The referees will sort things out. 3:47 left to go here at Mustang Gymnasium. I'm Dane Bora. You're watching Costa Mesa Television. Their second-year Mesa coach, Eric Allen. And he's working the referees here, trying to see if he can't get them to change their call in his favor, but the ball will go out to Estancia. And Anderson kicks it out to Castellano. Mustangs, tough man defense, and called for a reaching foul out front is John Payne. The senior almost got one there. And the Eagles are in the bonus, so Castellano will go to the free throw line to shoot the 1-and-1. In the lineup for the Mustangs, John Payne, David Weir, Ryan Naff, Nathan Jones coming into the ball game for Todd Hilton, and Travis Rice rounds out the Mustang 5. For the Eagles, it's Anderson, Rainey, as Castellano knocks down the first. This one is the bonus. Keju and Johansson round out the Eagle 5 as Nathan Jones comes down with the rebound. Jones, the second leading rebounder on this Mustang squad. Payne working against Anderson. And a 5-second call out front. Peter Anderson playing tough defense, and that's a tough call against the Mustangs. Coach Rich Boyce preaches tough defense, and he got it there. He's got to be happy with the play defensively of the Eagles here in the first half. Johansson over to Castellano, and working hard inside is Gavin Rainey. And Gavin Rainey is rewarded for his hard work inside. He gets the entry pass and is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 1-and-1. So unlike the girls' game last night that we did, in which there was not a lot of fouls called, this boys' game, we're seeing a lot of trips to the free throw line. Peter Anderson comes down with the offensive rebound. Cardinal sin, letting the team get an offensive rebound on a missed free throw. That never sits well with the coaching staff. Rainey with the one-handed catch and is going to get called for 3 seconds in the key. But Gavin Rainey showing some athletic ability, coming down with that entry pass, basically with one hand tied behind his back, as we got wholesale substitutions coming in for Estancia. Sam Nelson, Brett Valbuena, and James Dawkins. So a lot of firepower checking in as Estancia's top 3 scorers check in. Those 3 combine for 42 on average as the Mustangs go for the home run. And drawing the foul is David Weir. So the touchdown pass from Payne to Weir. And Weir will try and capitalize as he goes to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. Weir knocks down the first as Hilton checks into the ball game for Ryan Naff. 21-point lead. 20-point lead, I'm sorry. They just changed the score for me. Second free throw good, and the lead is 19 with 2:55 to go. Dawkins back at the point for Estancia. He kicks it over to Johansson. And Nelson will spot up for 3. That one's off. Rebound, Brett Valbuena. And the Mustangs with a chance to run. Nathan Jones draw the foul. So the Mustangs doing a good job of getting into their transition ball game. Meanwhile, Estancia slow in getting back as Ryan Simpson gets set to check in. And no surprise, it's Brett Valbuena coming out. Coach Boyce not happy that Valbuena didn't get back on defense. Nate Jones going to the line. He'll shoot 2. Nathan Jones, a 6'1", 175-pound sophomore. So with Jones, Knapp, and David Weir, 3 sophomores on varsity, as well as juniors Rovan Sue and James Bryant. The future is bright for the Costa Mesa Mustangs. Dawkins will spot up for 3. And James Dawkins buries it. 42-19. And there's a foul inside. And it looks like the little talk that Coach Boyce and Dawkins had yesterday has that James has taken it to heart. He's got a business-only look on his face. Normally after a three-pointer, James would crack a smile, maybe wave his hands up and down to the crowd or something. He hit that three and just got back on defense and had a look on his face that said, this is business, folks. 2 minutes left to go in the half. Dawkins to the hole, and one. And right there, a small exhibition of the athletic ability of James Dawkins. So Dawkins with 5 consecutive points for the Eagles. As John Cantrell checks in for Charles Cajou. And coming in for the Mustangs, we have Ryan Naff in for David Weir. Dawkins will attempt to convert the traditional three-pointer. That's short, but the rebound comes down to Ryan Simpson, and Simpson will softly lay it in. He gets the shooter's touch. We talked about it in the open. Ryan Simpson does his work on defense and on the boards. And right there, he got the offensive rebound and put it in for Estancia. Tough man defense by Estancia. Hilton out farther than he wants to be, and he gets bailed out. Foul called against Ryan Simpson. So Hilton working out at the three-point line. Uncharted waters for the water polo player. And Fab Mondragon checking in for Travis Rice, as well as Javi Castellano checking in for Estancia. So both coaches working the bench tonight, getting a lot of players in. First free throw is good by Hilton. It's a 26-point lead for the Eagles. Second attempt, also good for Hilton. The two sophomores, former teammates, working as Simpson knocks down the 17-footer. As Payne pushes it into the front court. Thought about shooting the three, kicked it to Jones. Jones backing in. And to the dislike of Coach Boyce, a blocking foul is called, and you can hear the crowd in here. The Mesa fans want a technical foul against Coach Boyce, and the Estancia fans do not like the call against, well, I'm not sure who they called it against. They haven't put it up on the scoreboard yet, but Nathan Jones will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. The foul went against number 21, Justin Johansson. First free throw is good by Jones. Jones's second free throw attempt is up and no good. Castellano, the nice head fake over to Nelson. Nelson kicks it into Simpson. Simpson with the beautiful move. Count the bucket. Ryan Simpson will go to the line to shoot one, and you can see it, folks. These Estancia Eagles are fired up tonight. Unfortunately for Coach Eric Allen's Mustangs, the Eagles had something to prove tonight, and they came out intent on proving it. It's 22-50, and Simpson will look to extend the lead to 29 points, and he does. So Ryan Simpson having a good game scoring. He comes in averaging just under 7 points a game, and he's already eclipsed his season average tonight. Naff goes to the hole, can't draw the foul. Rebound to Hilton. Hilton gets caught in the air, and it's going to go out of bounds to the Mustangs. We have some debris on the floor. Coaches and other school staff are on the court here. Something must have come out of the stands. And there we go. We can see here we have school representatives on the court. Something must have come out of the crowd. I think it was aimed at the Estancia bench from behind me here in the Mustang faithful.
Listen in the stands. Anything is thrown on the game, on the floor, from the feet, from the stands. The game could be forfeited. Okay? Didn't come from this side. Please remember that, okay?
So, the fans are making their presence felt this evening, and I know I had some sort of Chex Mix, party mix thrown at me as I was doing my stand-up in the open tonight. Luckily, I came out unscathed, but more importantly, it's the players we don't want to get hurt in this ball game by some fool throwing something out of the crowd. Players from both teams are giving it their all on the court tonight, and we don't need somebody throwing something on the court and injuring one of these players. So with 42 seconds to go, the Mustangs will inbound on their own side. Payne gets around Simpson. Bodies are flying everywhere. No foul called. Nelson to Simpson. Simpson kicks it to Johansson. Johansson's shot is no good. And Mondragon with the hard foul. There's bodies everywhere, both ends of the court. And the referees try and settle things down. Javi Castellano thought it was a hard foul on Mondragon, and he rushed over to the aid of his teammate, Johansson. Johansson says, hey, Javi, no harm done. Just a good hard foul. And Justin Johansson getting plenty of playing time here in the first half. Johansson getting rewarded this evening for his hard work all season long for Coach Rich Boyce. Peter Anderson will check in after the first free throw by Johansson. And Johansson knocks down the first. Anderson is actually checking in for Johansson. So if Johansson makes this one, Anderson will get off his knee over there on the sideline. Johansson's second free throw is no good. Bryant comes down with the rebound and will get called for the travel. So a tough break there for James Bryant. Did a nice job getting position and going up. He just had his feet taken out from under him. And the Estancia Eagles want a timeout. They'll talk things over with 24 seconds to go in the first half. We'll keep it right here. All the breaks going Estancia's way here in the first half. Game one earlier this year, it was Estancia by the final score of 70-53. And they look like they're well on their way to improving on that 17-point victory in the first game. Inbound pass goes to Anderson. Anderson's got Cantrell at the point, and the Eagles will work for one shot. 15 seconds, and Cantrell almost gets caught in the air with less than 10 seconds. Anderson's gonna be short with his three-point attempt. Bryant comes down with the rebound. Estancia doesn't want to foul wisely, and time runs out here in the first half with the score 55-22. It's all Estancia in the first half. We'll be back with the second half action on Costa Mesa Television, Channel 62. And go ahead.
CMTV, Channel 62, Costa Mesa Television, for Costa Mesa residents.
Welcome back here on Costa Mesa Television. I'm Dane Bora. About 2 minutes left to go here in the halftime. Let's go ahead and run down the scoring for the first half. For Estancia, Sam Nelson leads the way with 21 points, 4 3-pointers, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Peter Anderson and Ryan Simpson both check in with 8. Dawkins had 5, Valbuena 4, and you can see the rest of the scorers. Over at Mesa, Todd Hilton led the way with 6 points. He worked hard for those points, a lot off offensive rebounds inside. Ryan Naff with 5, and it's Payne with 4, Rice with 3, Weir and Jones with 2 apiece. So with the score 52-22 at halftime, Sam Nelson by himself, it would be 22-21 in favor of Mesa. So I said it earlier, Sam Nelson, according to his coach, doesn't realize his importance always. I shouldn't say he doesn't always realize his importance to this Estancia team, and he is the man for the Eagles, and he needs to put the team on his shoulders in many occasions. And tonight, with the 3-game losing streak, this was one of those nights, and Sam has definitely stepped it up. He came out on fire in the first half, and with the 30-point lead, he doesn't have to do as much this half. He can let it just come to him and get everyone else involved, and we'll see that that's probably what will happen in this ball game. Sam Nelson has verbally committed to play collegiate ball next year at the Air Force Academy. He will be reunited with his former teammate, Selwyn Mansell. Mansell at the Air Force Academy prep school this year and will be a freshman eligibility-wise next year. So he and Sam will have 4 years of eligibility together. And we are underway here in the second half. Dawkins gets to start the second half despite not starting in the first, and Nelson for 3, no good. So Sam looks like he will try and add to his 21 points instead of just getting everyone else involved here in the second half. Rice will put up the 3, just short. That shot was right on line, just a little bit short, and Dawkins is gonna go to the hole. Nice pass inside to Sam Nelson. JD showing the point guard mentality as opposed to the 2-guard mentality that he had last year. James is a true 2-guard. He's being asked to play the point this year and has sometimes struggled in his role as Hilton gets the Mustangs on the board here in the third quarter. Todd Hilton having an outstanding game for the Mustangs. Nelson wide open underneath. Count the bucket, and it looked like he got fouled with the body. And Nelson grabbed the ball coming out of the rim, and the referees stopped the action. I don't know. That's a warning. Delay of game warning goes against Sam Nelson. Eagles with the 32-point lead. They're still fired up. They still mean business. I said it earlier, they want to make a statement tonight, not only to their coach, but to themselves. They need to get back on track if they're going to make a run at the league title. Nelson's pass gets knocked out of bounds. You got to remember, there's a lot of tradition at Estancia boys basketball. 4 of the last 5 Pacific Coast League titles, and 3 in a row. This team doesn't want to be the team that ends that streak of 3 in a row. Dawkins shot a little bit wide, and Rice comes down with the rebound. Hilton out front, streaking wanted it. Weir working against Anderson. And Rice will pump up the 3. That one is off the mark, and Payne gets the long rebound. Weir will slow things down for the Mustangs. The Mustangs not as comfortable in the half-court offense as they are in the run-and-gun game. They like to get it and go. And right now, they're forced into a half-court offense. Coming off the bench for the Mustangs, Ryan Naff, as we've got a timeout on the court. Timeout is charged to the Estancia Eagles, and we'll go ahead and keep it right here through the timeout. Coach Allen discussing strategy here. I think now he's not so much trying to win the game as he's trying to coach his players. There's still a lot of learning that can be done despite the 32-point deficit. And Coach Allen doesn't want his players to lose sight of the fact that they still need to play their game. They need to do what they've been told and not just get in a helter-skelter, run up and down the court ball game because of the big lead. Naff inside against the big fella. Can't get it to fall, fights for his own rebound, comes down with it, and Weir kicks it inside to Hilton. Hilton can't get it to fall. Bodies everywhere. Dawkins and Hilton go to the floor. Dawkins gets up, pushes it into the front court, kicks it to Simpson. Simpson shot no good. Peter Anderson working hard on the glass, and Peter Anderson is doing an outstanding job. The 6'2" junior, I said it earlier, played point guard on the sophomore team last year, but has been asked to play a more versatile role, even playing a little bit of center for Coach Boyce this year. And I'll tell you what, he's doing yeoman's work on the offensive board for the Eagles. And despite being just 6'2", he's doing an outstanding job on the offensive glass. First free throw is no good. Second free throw is going to be short. And you'll notice there's a new rule in high school basketball this year. You can't enter the key until the ball hits the rim. It used to be on the release, as Payne with the nice move inside gets fouled by Nelson, and Payne will go to the line to shoot two. If you remember, it used to be that players could enter the key on the release, but a new rule this year in CIF, the players have to wait till the ball hits the rim. So that's why it looks like everyone's a little bit slow getting into the key. And I'll tell you what, it's an advantage, I think, to the offensive team. It gives them a chance to get in there a little bit before the defensive team. They can maybe get away with a quick step in, where before I think the advantage went to the defensive team. Second free throw attempt by Payne is good, and it's 26-56. Mustangs zone pressure defense, full court. Simpson, not the guy that Estancia wants bringing it up, but he gets away with it. Nelson with the toe on the line. His toe was on the line. Two-pointer. Naff with a nice spin move and the left-handed layup. Ryan Naff showing why Coach Eric Allen calls him his most pleasant surprise. Ryan didn't play much this summer. He was sick, and the sophomore has turned into quite a player as he's become more comfortable with his role on the varsity. And we saw the nice move, and he used his left hand. Bright signs in the future for Mesa as Estancia runs a play as Nelson makes the layup and gets fouled. That play right there that Estancia just run was run to perfection last night in the girls' JV game, and in the girls' varsity game, the Estancia Lady Eagles converted probably 2 or 3 layups, while the JV team probably converted about 6. And right here, the Estancia boys convert on it. So that is a play that is program-wide, boys and girls at Estancia, as Nelson completes the 3. And Sam is on his way to eclipsing his season high of 38 points. He's already over his season average of 22.6 as David Weir scores inside for the Mustangs. So the sophomores turning it up a notch here for the Mustangs, and Simpson gets called for too many steps out front. And that's the big man out where he doesn't want to be. Running the court as Sam Nelson throws something off the court over here underneath my scorers table, so the floor still has stuff on it as Weir goes to the glass. Nelson with the board, clears everyone out with his elbows, and Hilton wreaking havoc in the backcourt. Hilton hustling back, gets his hands on it. Nathan Jones has it knocked away, and it's Wild and Woolley. A scrum for the ball. Mustangs, Payne out on the open. John Payne converts the layup. 32-61, 3:40 left to go in the third. Inside, Brett Valbuena. And Valbuena showing his nice work inside the paint. Valbuena, 6'4", 175 junior, and he'll be a force to be reckoned with in the future for Estancia. Nice backdoor cut by Naff. Naff can't get the fall away to go, and Keju came down with the board off to Dawkins. Dawkins will force the issue, and the ball goes out of bounds off Estancia. Javi Castellano checks in for James Dawkins. On the court for Estancia, it's Keju, Castellano, Nelson, Simpson, and Valbuena. And for the Mustangs, it's Naff, Weir, Jones, Hilton, and Payne as Keju knocks it free. Castellano into the front court to Keju. Keju to the glass. Can't get it to fall, and Payne comes out with it. Payne all by himself. And Ryan Simpson comes away with it for Estancia. And it's physical inside. No love lost between these two schools. These two teams are going to battle for 4 quarters, 8 minutes a quarter, 4 quarters a game, game in and game out, regardless of records. These two teams want to beat the other team as bad as they want to beat anyone in the league. Keju, nice move along the baseline. Draws the foul but can't get it to fall as Nate Jones has words for the referee, and that's a good call. Jones fouled him with the body. Charles Keju will go to the free throw line. Keju, a native of the Marshall Islands. He's a 5'11" senior. And with 2:16 left in the third quarter, the left-hander knocks down the first, and there is more debris on the court, so it's been a problem all night long. As the referees and school administrators try and figure out where the debris is coming from. And I see Daily Pilot sports writer Rich Dunn pointing to his foot. I think he must have got hit by something. So while the referees and coaches discuss what's going on, let's go ahead and once again thank our sponsor, the Lil Pickle. Jim DiCamilli at the Lil Pickle on Fairview, 2985 Fairview Drive. Jim DiCamilli, our sponsor, sponsoring the player of the game to be awarded at the end of the ball game. Free sandwiches for our Lil Pickle player of the game last night for the Lady Mustangs. It was, sorry, I lost my train of thought there as I tried to figure out what was going on the court. Julie Collette, who hit the game-winning free throw, was our Lil Pickle player of the game last night. And Nate Jones is called for the travel. So if you see Julie Collette or Sam Nelson at the Lil Pickle in the next couple days, figure they're there courtesy of Jim DiCamilli and their free coupons as players of the game. And that's not official that Sam's our player of the game, but pretty much a done deal with 1:50 to go here in the third. Weir gets it to Mondragon, and Mondragon chases down the loose ball. Hilton being pushed around by Valbuena inside. Three-pointer, Nate Jones. So the 6'1" sophomore steps outside behind the arc and drains the three. John Cantrell will try and match his buddy, and that one doesn't go. So Cantrell tries to answer his former teammate, and with the timeout on the court, it's 64-35 in favor of Estancia. We'll go ahead and step aside. We'll be back in a moment.
Billy wants to work on airplanes someday. Maybe one that you fly in. Now, would you like to call for this free booklet of simple ways to improve his education?
Welcome back to the Mustang Gymnasium. Dane Bora courtside. It's Estancia and Costa Mesa with 1:20 left in the third. The Eagles out front, 64-35. Mustangs will inbound, and Estancia will continue to pressure the ball. We're working against the senior Nelson. Got an opening in amongst the trees, and the foul's gonna go against Brett Valbuena. So David Weir doing a nice job taking it to the rack, drawing the foul with the pump fake against Valbuena. Valbuena with twin brothers that are freshmen at Estancia. Couple good football players in the Estancia program's future in the Valbuena twins. Weir knocks down the first. I'm not sure if the Valbuena twins are basketball players, but their older brother sure is. John Cantrell out of the lineup for Estancia. Weir knocks them both down. And the Mustangs will pressure the ball in the backcourt. Nelson loses it, and Rainey comes up with the loose ball. Gavin Rainey inside. Count the bucket. Gavin Rainey going to the line to shoot one. Gavin Rainey in his second year of varsity ball for the Eagles. 6'4", 180-pound senior, averaging 4.2 points on the game with a high of 11, and he could be close to that season high tonight. I don't have an official book in front of me as Hilton kicks it over to Jones. Jones into Hilton, nice entry pass. Hilton working hard. Todd Hilton, folks, is playing as hard as anyone on the court tonight. I am definitely impressed with Hilton's play. He missed the first, got the rebound, put it in, and was fouled. Hilton played basketball last year on the varsity, but it was his first year of basketball. He didn't play his sophomore year, played as a freshman, and he's developed into quite a basketball player for Coach Eric Allen. His first and true love is water polo. 30 seconds left. Nelson looking into Simpson. Simpson working hard against Hilton as Rainey forces one up against Jones, and Rainey's gonna get called going over the back of Nathan Jones. Jones doing a good job using his body, boxing out Rainey. 17 seconds left in the quarter. Turn the shot clock off. Naff with 10 seconds, gets it to Weir. The three sophomores are on the court for Costa Mesa. Nathan Jones inside, and the bank is open on a Wednesday night for Nathan Jones. And it's 67-42, a 25-point Estancia lead at the end of 3. You're watching Costa Mesa Television, Channel 62. We'll be back with the fourth in a moment.
CMTV, Channel 62. Local television is our business, and business is good.
And we're back. Mesa will get possession to start the fourth. For the Mustangs, it's Hilton, Weir, Mondragon, Naff, and Jones. Coach Eric Allen electing to get his sophomores plenty of playing time in this ball game as Naff looks to penetrate and gets shut off by Nelson. Fab Mondragon gets it over back to Naff. I'm sorry, that's Weir. Now Naff has it. Naff can't get anything against Nelson as Mondragon gets it to bank off the board. And Nate Jones is up on the rim, no call. Ryan Simpson into the paint against Hilton. Simpson working hard. He's gonna put it up and get called for the traveling before the shot. Ryan Simpson working hard as always for Estancia. Simpson, a 2-year starter for Estancia. Streaking down the court is Naff. Naff loses the handle, comes up with it somehow to Jones. Jones with a nice idea to Mondragon on the bounce pass, but Fab was gonna try and kick himself out for a 3 and left the key. Simpson to Keju right out front of me here, and they're gonna call a blocking foul against Mondragon. A bang bang call right out front of me here. Foul goes against Fab Mondragon. He thought he had position. And Mondragon goes to the bench. Travis Rice checks in. Simpson will inbound right here in front of us. For Mondragon, that was his 5th foul, so he's done for the night. And there's a reaching foul against Hilton. The Albatross trying to reach in there and knock it away from Dawkins. And that's a mismatch, folks, as Hilton doesn't want to be guarding Dawkins away from the basket. Two couple good athletes matching up head to head when it's Hilton and Dawkins. Dawkins will go to the line. Estancia's in the bonus. First free throw, good. And the lead is 24 with 7 minutes to go. This is the bonus. Second one short, rebound Nate Jones. Dawkins will apply the pressure and Anderson picks up. Jones from 15, count it. Nate Jones proving he can step up and knock down the outside shot. And Nelson with his foot on the half-court line called for a backcourt violation. Sam surprised by the call, but it was a good one. The Mustangs continue to battle despite being down 22. Naff into the key, count it. The little flip shot by Ryan Naff. So Ryan Naff proving that he can create off the dribble. Naff and Weir, the sophomores, as Anderson pumps up the 3. Comes down to Naff. Naff kicks it ahead ill-advisedly to Hilton, and it's knocked out of bounds by Simpson. Ryan Naff and David Weir, the two sophomores, playing on the varsity level for the first time have proven to me that they can create off the dribble. They both like to work it into the key, and they can hit that short little pull-up shot from within 10 feet. We said it earlier, Weir, Knapp, and Jones, 3 sophomores who see plenty of playing time for Coach Eric Allen. Not Nate Jones, but James Bryant is also an underclassman. He is their leading rebounder, second leading scorer, and Rovan Sue, who is injured and out for the season, will also be back next year. Rovan, in his 16 games this year, averaged over 6 points a game with a high of 15. And Rovan, coming off an exceptional season on the football field for Mesa, is another fine athlete in the Mustang stable here. So the future is bright at Mesa. Despite the 0-6 going on 0-7 league mark this year, one thing about this team, and it's something that Coach Allen really talks highly about, is this team is a whole group of hard workers as Weir knocks it down from inside. Estancia in transition, Nelson draws the foul. Going back to what I was saying, is this whole team, despite an overall record of 3-16 and a winless league mark, is a team of hard workers. They haven't quit on Coach Allen, and he says he really enjoys coaching this team. And that's not something you can always say when you're struggling through a winless season. And like I said, last year's freshman team was outstanding, and he's got some pretty good underclassmen who play a lot on this year's varsity team. So the future is on an upswing here at Mesa. Nelson makes 1 of 2. The lead is 19. Mustangs have played Estancia straight up for about the last 6 minutes. Knapp called for the travel. On the floor for the Mustangs, it's Rice, Knapp, Weir, Jones, and Hilton. For the Eagles, it's Anderson, Nelson, Dawkins, Keju, and Simpson. Sam I Am into the front court to Dawkins. Dawkins floating into the key. 3 Eagles battle for it, and 1 Mustang comes down with it. So Dawkins and Simpson both had their hands on it, but it was Hilton who came down with it. Got 5.5 left to go in the ball game. Eagles applying token pressure in the backcourt. Hilton with the 7-footer draws nothing but net. And Hilton hustles back on the press. Nelson can't find anything going. He'll slow it down. Todd Hilton, one of the better conditioned athletes after a long CIF playoff season in the pool. As we all know, water polo players are probably the best conditioned athletes on campus. Nice pass inside to Simpson. Simpson takes advantage. He goes glass. Peter Anderson with the nice look to the hardworking Ryan Simpson. Pass is picked off by Anderson. A nice bounce pass to Keju, and Keju with 1 pass too many. As a hard foul out front is going to be called. Sam Nelson and Nate Jones mixing it up. And once again, I'll mention it, no love lost between the 2 teams. Foul called against Sam Nelson, and my cameraman Brad Long had to be a little concerned about taking 2 hard-charging players right into his lens there. Mustangs down 19. Knapp with the spin move. He draws the foul. And there's Ryan Knapp creating off the dribble. And he'll go to the line. So the Mustangs have done a good job of getting the lead back under 20. We knew they wouldn't quit. Coach Allen called a timeout early in the third, settled them down and said, hey, listen, I'm not so much concerned about a victory as I am you guys playing them point for point from here on in. And from that point on, the Mustangs have outscored Estancia. Half-court trap. Dawkins with the pass to the middle, and Estancia will slow things up. Johansson, and you can hear the crowd as Simpson knocks it down. Every time John Cantrell touches the ball, the Mesa faithful starts chanting air ball. Remember, Ryan Knapp John Cantrell starred on the freshman team here at Mesa, transferred to Estancia. So the Mesa faithful behind me are getting all over John Cantrell every time he touches the ball. Checking into the ball game, Brett Valbuena. He spells Peter Anderson. And with 3:47 to go in the ball game, Hilton will go to the line to shoot two. Javi Castellano checking in to the ball game for Justin Johansson. Rebound to Valbuena. He is the team leader in rebounds per minute, and when he's on the court, he's a rebounding machine. He gets a lot out of his 6'4", 175-pound frame. Only a junior. Valbuena will be back for Coach Boyce next year. Simpson looking into Valbuena. Valbuena can't get the pass, a little too much on it. And coming in to the ball game for the Mustangs, I apologize, is number 40. And I don't have a number 40 on my roster, so I apologize. John Payne kicks it in, and a foul is called. So the mystery man will go to the line to shoot one. Number 40 is Eric Lambert. Thank you, Chuck Schubert. So Eric Lambert on the roster, on the board here in the gymnasium, but not on my roster. And Coach Allen, when you watch this, thank you very much. I know it's an honest mistake. Lambert makes the first. Can't get the second one to fall. And Valbuena rips it down. Castellano hustles it into the front court. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Valbuena working against Rice. Valbuena forces one up. That's not the shot that they want. And there is Ryan Simpson for the putback. And right there, Travis Rice saving the ball underneath his own basket. The cardinal sin. You don't want to do that for that exact reason. You save it, and chances are you might save it right to the other team. Ryan Simpson was Johnny on the spot for Estancia, and he had the easy lay-in. And I don't know if it was the fact that we pointed him out in the open, but Ryan Simpson is having possibly one of his best games of the evening, and Simpson checks out. He gets a good hand from the crowd. Simpson comes in averaging 7 points a game. He has a high of 15, and I don't know for sure how many he has, but I think he has eclipsed his season total. And Ryan Simpson is playing a complete game for the Eagles tonight. Hilton knocks down the second. The lead is 18. Wide open underneath is Johansson, and Johansson can't find the handle. 75-57. And a raucous Mustang crowd here tonight as Payne gets it knocked away. Kicked out front, nice pass by Rainey to Cantrell. Cantrell with his own silencer of the Mustang faithful. Nice pass by Gavin Rainey, kicking it out to Cantrell. Cantrell doing a nice job finishing with the defender in his face. Rice's three-pointer, too much, and Castellano doing an excellent job boxing out. He gets it to Johansson, and Johansson twists an ankle, and Johansson is up on his feet, and hopefully he's not hurt with 2 minutes to go in a 20-point ball game. The last thing we want to see is an injury. And Johansson, I guarantee, is not going to want to come out of this ball game. He rolled his ankle, but I tell you what, you'd have to snap his ankle in half if you're going to get him out of this ball game. He'll go to the line to shoot 1-and-1. They called the foul on the ground. Johansson misses, but Rainey's there for the rebound. And Castellano goes into the paint. Avi in amongst the trees. Payne for three. Got it. And in a 19-point ball game, this is the loudest I have ever heard a crowd in a 19 ball game, a game that has been decided since early in the first half. Both teams' crowds are supporting their teams and are really into this ball game with a minute and a half to go. There's no doubt it's rivalry night. Rebound comes down to Rainey. Nice pass inside to John Cantrell. Brett Valbuena with a great look inside. And John Cantrell got caught trying to score before he had possession of the ball. Payne, nice spin move. He pumps up the three, that's short. And Gavin Rainey rips down the loose ball rebound. There is a lot of excitement in this gymnasium for a game that has been decided for quite some time. And I think it's gotten to the point where it's the fans from each team trying to show up the other side of the gymnasium more than it is the players trying to show up each other. With a minute 3 left to go in the ball game. It's a 19-point Estancia ball game. Rainey knocks down the first. Gavin Rainey playing in his last game against the crosstown rivals. He hits them both and the lead is back to 21. Payne draws the foul but can't knock down the bucket. And John Payne with something to prove in his last game against his crosstown rivals. John Payne, a veteran of 6 regular season Mesa Estancia matchups. He's a 3-year varsity player. The last remaining player from the Jason Ferguson era. He knocks down the first. And the second one is drained, 19 points. So Mesa wants to keep this under 20 points. Cantrell with the pass to Valbuena. The lob pass, and Valbuena can't control. But a nice look by John Cantrell. Unfortunately for Cantrell, Valbuena, his game is not yet to the caliber where he plays above the rim. If he could, he would have taken that pass and stuffed it home. He'll go to the line and work for the points instead, and he misses the first. Valbuena is Estancia's leading free throw shooter at 79%. And he misses the first, makes the second with 42 seconds left to go in the ball game. Half for 3, that's short. Castellano with another rebound for the little man. Around the back dribble, and Castellano, despite being just 5'8" and 130, Javi has a handful of rebounds tonight for Estancia. And he gets a congratulatory 5 from teammate Brett Valbuena. So for Coach Rich Boyce's Estancia Eagles, it's John Cantrell, Brett Valbuena, Peter Anderson as the only returning varsity players next year. He graduates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seniors this year. We're under 30 seconds left to go in the ball game. Shot up, no good by Lambert. And Castellano kicks it to Johansson. Johansson to Cantrell, and Cantrell's shot doesn't fall. Look at Javi. Javi Castellano with the wraparound pass to Gavin Rainey. He can't knock it down. And time expires here at Mustang Gymnasium by the final score of 83-62. It's the Estancia Eagles in a more exciting game than the scoreboard would indicate. We'll be back with some interviews and post-game thoughts when we return.
Okay, for the last time. This is your head. This is your head when you don't wear a safety belt. Any questions?
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Welcome back with our Lil Pickle player of the game, Sam Nelson. Sam, you had 21 points in the first half, and you really came out firing in the first quarter. Was that something that you said to yourself, knowing with the 3-game losing streak that you had to come out and make a statement?
Well, Coach has been on me all week to try and just take over the game by myself, and I've been trying to spread it out with my team and everything, and we just knew we had to take the game over. We've lost 3 in a row, and we had to come out focused, and we did in the first half.
Now, you guys beat Mesa by 19 the first time, but you know, because you've been playing at this level, you know Mesa, despite the records, always plays you guys tough.
Exactly. The last 2 years, we've only won by 1 or 2 points, and we know they always play us tough, and that's what they showed in the second half. We lost some focus, and they came back on us. But the first half kept us in, gave us the win.
Was tonight a little more physical than normal? It seemed that there was a lot of elbows flying after baskets and such.
Well, it seemed once we got up by a few, they seemed to get a little rougher, but that's just what you expect from a game.
So how's it feel? You guys now on your way to getting yourselves back in position to get that 4th PCL crown?
Yeah, as long as we win our next 3, we have a real good chance of winning league. We have to win our next 3, and we've lost our last 3, so we have to win these next 3.
Well, congratulations. You had 27 points on the game, 21 in the first half when you guys came out and really stuck it to them. Our Lil Pickle player of the game, Sam Nelson, and I'm going to go ahead and grab Ryan Simpson if I can find him. And there he is, Ryan Simpson. Congratulations on an outstanding ball game.
Thank you very much.
I felt like you really came out and you played like you had something to prove as well. Not only scoring, but you also were there for a lot of rebounds and played good, strong defense.
Yeah, I had to, we need a strong game. I need to have a strong game. I need to have some confidence going to, we're playing Aliso again. It's going to be a big game coming this Friday, so just had to have a good one to build some confidence.
So tell me, how much had Coach Boyce impressed on you guys that you had to come out, make your statement early, and stick it to him right away?
It was a must-do. There's no choice. There's no choice about it. We had to come out strong, or else, that's the season. We have to come out strong this game.
Big victory against your crosstown rivals, and the streak stays alive.
Yes, it does. I think it's 29 or something like that. Yeah. They played us tough. They came back second half a little bit. I mean, they're never going to let down against Estancia. That's the way it always will be.
Well, congratulations on an outstanding ball game. Go home and enjoy it. I'll go ahead and grab Coach Rich Boyce if I can. Brad, go ahead and stay with me. We're working our way through the crowd here. Enjoy the interviews here. Coach Boyce, step on into the hot seat. Well, we talked about it. You guys had to make a statement, and you came out, and especially Sam stuck it to him.
Yeah, you know, he's capable of doing those things, and I think we're capable of playing like that. It was good to see after we've lost 3 straight that we competed for that long of a stretch of a time throughout the game, and that was our main focus. If we could compete for a steady period of time, I thought we'd be fine.
Now, I believe the lead got up to 30 early in the third. They called a timeout, and from that point on, score-wise, they played you guys straight up.
Yeah, you know, to Eric's credit, his team never quit. They kept playing hard, and like I tell my team quite a bit, once you have a big lead, it's hard to keep it. I mean, the NBA pros can't keep a big lead, and we're not comparing ourselves to the pros, obviously, but it's tough for kids, especially high school kids, to keep a focus with that big a lead. But especially when a team like Costa Mesa just keeps coming at you, and you knew they weren't going to quit. So, you know, even though we let down for a while, I was still very impressed with the way we played today.
So you get the 3-game losing streak, monkey off your back. What's next?
Hopefully a 4-game winning streak. You know, we told the kids that our season's pretty much a 4-game season. If we win the 4, I think there's a very good chance we'll win the league. So right now it's 1 down, 3 to go. Hopefully we can get those 3 more.
Well, I know you haven't been too happy with the troops the last week and a half, but a victory here tonight probably goes a long way in making you feel a little bit better about things. Congratulations on the victory, and I won't let you say that you're still not happy about things.
All righty.
We'll let you go ahead and try and run the table from here on in. That's Coach Rich Boyce. Once again, Sam Nelson, the leading scorer in the ballgame with 27 points. Our Lil Pickle player of the game from Costa Mesa High School. I'm Dane Bora. Thanks for watching Costa Mesa Television, Channel 62.